wonder if I use this pointer in this video and in all of my virtual learning videos, do you think my students will take me more seriously? Welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you're visiting for the first time, my name is Sheridan and I'm a first grade teacher in South Carolina, and it is my third year of teaching. And if you haven't noticed already, I am sporting a new background for vlogging and also a new place of work. But more on that later, because I'm sure you can already guess why I'm sporting a new place of work. But anyway, today's video is going to be all about my top 5 must-haves for distance learning. So if you're interested in seeing what that is all about, keep watching. So let's get started. So before I get into the top 5 things, let's kind of talk about a little context of what is going on, and I kind of just want to check in with you guys because I know everyone is kind of processing this a little differently. But because of our state and really country's regulations with this coronavirus pandemic, we are not to be teaching in our classrooms. The kids are not in school, so we have to still provide lessons for our kids. And a lot of us are doing distance learning. So our state, South Carolina, is out of school until April 30th. And so now, and it is now March 28th, so a little over a month. So I will be providing distance learning for my kids until it is time for us to go back to school. And since I'm obviously not going to be in my physical classroom, I created a virtual classroom to kind of make it a little more fun and, you know, provide some sense of familiarity for my kids. But I want to know how you guys are feeling about it. I know a lot of us are kind of sad and just a little disappointed in the way things are going on, but we're really just missing our kids, and I know I do too. Like, I was like, heart was aching for them because, you know, I haven't been in my classroom since March 12th. March 13th was a Friday, but that was a student holiday for our school district, so we already weren't in school. But I never imagined this. I have never been away from my kids this long, not even winter break. I think this is over 2 weeks now. So I'm missing them a lot. So I wanted to find a way to make distance learning be a little more fun for them. So I tried to create a really cool classroom, virtual classroom rather, so that they could have some sense of familiarity. I was able to go into my classroom and get a lot of supplies that I needed, and that's why I wanted to share my top 5 things that I think you should have in a classroom for distance learning. This pocket chart, and it's not part of my top 5, but I'm just kind of sharing, came out of my actual classroom at school, and so I'm hoping that when they see the videos that I do for distance learning, they'll recognize this pocket chart and it'll just provide a sense of, hey, that was in the classroom. So I'm hoping that'll kind of give them a little bit of familiarity and just make them feel a little more at home. I don't know, I'm just trying to do the best I can to make them feel comfortable. But anyway, let's get into the video. The first thing that you're definitely going to want to need for virtual distance learning is technology stuff. So here I have my computer, my laptop, and my iPad, and I will be using both of these things. I actually just got finished teaching one shared reading lesson where I used my iPad to read a text, and I used it to teach main idea and details. So what I plan to do is I recorded that lesson. I'm going to upload it to my computer, of course, and then edit it and get it all nice for them, and then post it. I will either email it to them or upload it through Seesaw. I haven't decided what I want to do with that quite yet, but you're gonna need to be able to communicate virtually, so you're gonna want either your iPad. You can use your iPad, you don't have to have a computer, I guess, or if you don't have an iPad, a computer is definitely a must for virtual learning. Right, the second thing that you're gonna need is something to record your lessons on. Now, I will be recording my lessons on my vlogging camera. I'm currently using it right now, so I can't show it to you, but I'll be recording them on my vlogging camera, and what I'll do is I'll just record it, get it onto my phone, upload it to my computer, edit it, and then get it ready for them to see. If you don't have a vlogging camera, you can just use, because a lot of you guys will probably be doing your lessons in real time through Zoom or Google Hangouts or something where you won't need a vlogging camera. So if you can just use your computer, then you can totally skip the camera part. because you can use that to record your lessons on. Or if you don't want to do that, you can record them on your phone and then just email it to yourself or upload it that way. But you're gonna want something to record your lessons on, or else how are you gonna teach? So something to record your lessons on, definitely. Number 3, you're gonna want something to write on and something to write with. So a board and markers. I have a board right here, but I'm not gonna be using this board to do any sort of teaching or demoing, because this is my I will statement and I need to have that up so that I can make sure that I'm focusing on exactly what it is that I need to teach. So this is what I had for main idea. It said I will determine the main idea and key details. But I have this board right here, and it's bright. I know the sun is out, and I will tell you where I am in my house in a little bit. But I used this board to demo what it is that I did. So I read a text to my class, and then I modeled how to determine the main idea and key details using this board. You can use chart paper. I brought some chart paper home. You can use just regular white paper, whatever you have. But you're gonna want, it might be a good idea to be able to model, physically model what it is that you are teaching them. A board is very helpful because then I can just erase it when I'm done. But if you have paper or chart paper, that works just fine. Number 4, you're gonna want something to kind of point out to your kids, and maybe this isn't the most necessary thing in the world, but it's something that I totally use in my classroom, and it really helps my visual learners, and it is a pointer. Yes, my magic finger pointer. And I decided to bring this home because I left all of my other, I have like 5 pointers in my classroom. And I can link below where I got these from. I did get these off of Amazon, but I'm thinking about my visual learners being able to point out what I am saying or what I'm doing. Kind of just helps them pay attention a little more. So for example, now this of course is just my welcome to class sign, but I will be breaking out my chart paper and probably doing some anchor charts later on through this virtual learning process. And ooh, there's a wasp, sorry. I think I probably will break out my anchor chart paper and do some anchor charts, and being able to just physically point out certain things just helps my visual learners a little better. So I brought home pointers, and they're just so fun to use. Like, they're just so fun to look at and come in cool designs. And if you're still able to order anything off of Amazon, these are good to have. So a finger pointer. The last thing you're gonna need is some type of virtual classroom setup. And friends, this is my virtual classroom setup. I am not in my room. I'm not in an office in my house. I am actually in my garage. I chose to do it in the garage just because I have more space to kind of move around and get to things. And think about it, when I teach at school, I am not sitting, I'm standing, and I am always on the move, walking around and just kind of checking everything out, making sure everyone's engaged and are listening. So I wanted to have a place where I had space to kind of move around. Now, you can have any space you want. Do it in your office, in your kitchen, in your living room. You can do it outside in nature, as long as it's not too hot, I guess. But I wanted to use the garage just because I have a lot of space. I have this wall where I can kind of like show everything, especially for those visual learners, so that they can kind of see what everything is. And I was able to like go into my classroom before I set all of this up and get some things that I needed real quick. And like I said earlier, this pocket chart is from my classroom. I wanted to be able to provide a sense of familiarity for my kids because, you know, they're missing being at school, they're missing you, they're missing being with you and being together as a class. So I wanted to provide engaging lessons and just, like I said, a sense of familiarity for them so that they could be engaged and still try to look on the bright, positive side of this situation. So you definitely need a setup. Alright everyone, well, we have come to the end of this video, and I know that we are in some crazy, unpredictable times, and this is not the most ideal situation. But I think the biggest lesson we can teach our kids, if we teach them no content at all, the biggest lesson we can teach our kids is to be strong and just make the most of any situation. Like I said, this is not the most ideal situation, and they miss you. They miss you so much, and I know you guys miss your kids so much. I know I miss mine, and I try to check in with them every single day or as much as I can. But the biggest lesson we can teach them is just to make the most of it and try to look on the positive side. And there are a lot of positive things that can come out of this. They can catch up on things that they don't normally get to do because they're so busy with schoolwork. And there's lots of different things. I know that with me, there's a lot of things that I haven't been able to do because I've been so busy with work. But I do enjoy still making those connections with my kids, and like I said, I miss them a lot. So I'm hoping that through my distance learning, we can still kind of build and kind of maintain the connection that we had when we were together in the classroom. And you guys can do that too. But I want to know how you guys are doing. Please leave a comment down below on how you're handling distance learning, virtual learning, and if there is anything that I left out that you think is important for distance learning, I would love to know what it is that you're using that is helping you in your virtual classroom. So leave a comment down below on those things. I hope you guys are doing super well, or as well as you can. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I really hope that you guys just stay strong, stay safe, stay inside. Don't go outside unless you don't go out unless you absolutely have to, and just take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.